All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm sitting here at Canyon Village in Boquete, Chiriquí, Panama. And nice to see you all again. I'm Ken from Panama Properties. And I'm sitting here with a couple new friends, Greg and Cece. And we're going to do a little bit about finding out about what their experience is on coming to Panama, living in Panama, hear a little bit about their story so that it helps you guys in making your decisions. Okay? So, nice to meet you guys. We're new acquaintances today. So basically, we're going to go through some questions, and I just want to hear about your guys' story a little bit, about your experience. Okay? So the whole idea of this is just to kind of educate other people that are thinking about being crazy like the rest of us, is what it's about. So tell me a little bit about yourselves to start off with, if you don't mind. Where'd you guys come from?
Colorado.
Colorado, okay.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. You too, Greg?
Yes.
You're a Colorado native? Okay, perfect. So, So how did you find the transition? I mean, we're in Boquete with lots of mountains, and you guys are from Colorado for lots of mountains. But how did you find the transition as far as environment and all that type of stuff coming in from Colorado to here?
Well, I think the hardest thing to get used to was the humidity. But for us, it really wasn't much of a transition. The humidity, we decided when we made several trips here looking at places that we would probably keep our home climate controlled. And we do, and we don't have a lot of the problems that some people may have.
Okay. How long have you guys been in Panama now?
It was
6 years
Yep.
this year.
No, it was 5 years, the 25th of February.
Okay. All right. So you guys got a little bit of experience now, which is great, talking to people that have been here for a few years, because you guys have been through the trials and the tribulations, and the learning curve's kind of over at this point. So now you guys are kind of the grandma and grandpa to the new people coming, you know, so so the elders of the community, like, you know, as far as the experience goes. So what, just going back a little bit to your previous life, what did you guys do in your previous life before you came?
Well, before we actually retired, we owned an audio video company in Colorado.
Okay.
And we did everything from the wiring, new construction, everything to the finished product of phone cable data, audio, home automation, everything.
Okay, very cool.
And so we got to a point where we felt that we wanted to make a transition. And so we spent many trips here.
Okay. And now you guys are fully retired? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're done.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, we were even before we moved.
Okay.
We it was a year. We retired a year before we actually moved, and
Well, we knew we were retiring, but we didn't stop working until the December before we moved in February.
okay.
That was our last home.
That's because you were business owners and you don't know how to stop.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
too hard.
Yeah.
It really was. But so we made the transition, and we came here, and we took a lot of our expertise and we put it into our house. Our house is somewhat automated, and we tried to kind of make everything when we moved transitioning into what we had in, say, Colorado with our house, and how we felt. You know, we wanted it to feel like a home. We didn't want. There are people that come with suitcases, and they don't have anything that they feel they had from their home, and I don't know. We didn't want that.
Right.
It works for some.
Yeah. To each
I
their
knew
own.
it wasn't going to work for me.
Yeah.
So,
So you guys said you made a lot of trips. How many trips did you make before you made the final decision? Approximately.
I think 6 1 year and then 2 1 year.
Okay.
Right.
We were caught up in the middle of COVID.
Yeah. Okay. That slows everything down.
So we
Threw
had
a lot
bought the
off.
house a year before we could actually move here.
Okay.
Because we couldn't get here.
Okay. All right.
So,
So did you search different areas, or did you guys
Yes.
zone right into Boquete right away? Or okay.
no.
So why Boquete?
Well, we like the climate.
Like the climate. We like being in between. Boquete was a little chilly for
Mhm.
us. Here it's kind of a happy medium between Boquete and David.
Yeah, we should mention we're in Alto Boquete for the people that are watching this interview.
Right.
We're not in Boquete proper. We're about 20 minutes down the mountain.
Right.
So yeah.
And we kind of knew where we wanted to be. We watched all the forums, Boquete community group and stuff, and people complain and you figure a lot of things out just by questions people ask and stuff, and this was it.
So it's a big adventure leaving your home country. Like you said, you guys were born and raised a business and all that stuff in your home state.
Mm-hmm.
So what sparked the idea for you guys of, hey, we're going to go retire abroad?
Well, I think there were a couple things that fell into that. I think what started it, her uncle does own a house in Boca Chica.
Okay.
He does a lot of fishing. He comes here for several months at a time and things like that. And one day he told us that, come on down, take a look at everything. I'll, put you up, take you fishing and everything. And we spent 2 weeks here, and I fell in love with fishing. So it was very easy for me. And then we started to kind of poke around. That's really where it started. So we had a rental car, and we drove down the international highway, and we went both directions, and we had set up some interviews here with a realtor to look at a couple houses, and things kind of fell into where we really were happy.
Okay. So when you came, you were coming to visit your uncle, basically. You weren't coming thinking we're going to move abroad. Like it.
No,
Okay.
but I was already looking at places, thinking about retirement.
Yeah.
And I was looking into Panama, not knowing that my uncle had a house in Boca Chica. That just made that easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Boca Chica we knew wasn't for us. And we're not beach people.
Sure.
But yeah, we really liked this area.
So you narrowed it down to Alto Boquete, you narrowed it down to Chiriquí, you narrowed it down to wanting to be in the mountains. But like you said, you were looking at possibilities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why Panama? Like what drew you in besides the uncle? But why were you looking at Panama even before you realized the uncle was here? Like what made you really choose Panama over Costa Rica or all these other places or Florida, or you know what I mean? So
for me, I lived abroad in Germany for 7 years and love Europe, but I don't know. Panama I love the laid backness, the people. The people are friendly, very welcoming. There's always something to do. I loved when we would drive down the road and see people conversing at the bus stops, and everybody was always just smiling and happy, and
like families. We see families always together. We see kids playing.
I loved that atmosphere.
Yeah,
it just kind of harkened back to us in the 70s.
Yeah, Mayberry. Yeah.
You're driving down a street. We went through neighborhoods and stuff, just driving around, and people were conversing on their porches, and I liked that.
Did you look at anywhere else before Panama, and and then you made your final decision, or were you just kind of honed in on Panama from the beginning?
I looked at Italy, and
okay.
I wasn't sure that. I mean, Europe is quite expensive, and since I had lived there, I like to visit there, but I don't know that I want to go back and live there again.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it
affordability. I think.
Yeah, and I think for me, it was easier because here it's all dollar, it's all American dollar. It was easy to transition. Other people have, doing the conversion between their dollar and here,
and there's fluctuations.
It can be interesting.
Yeah,
we can put it, but I thought it was just a really easy transition for us. And, it was, once we had found the house, and it's not an easy thing to find your house.
Yeah.
We did look at a lot.
We looked at 60.
Wow.
We looked
Yeah.
at almost 60
Yeah.
houses in the 8 times that we were here.
Yeah.
And originally, her mom was supposed to come with us and just hasn't really made that decision to come yet. So we were looking at a house with a casita,
Yeah.
and that made it
Or
a
a
little bit
separate
hard.
area even,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because
So
she's very independent.
Yeah.
so again, it was we had to find that place before we could actually do it. And it was funny, the last day we were here, we were looking at a house down the street here, and the realtor said, well, you can turn here or you can go up here. And I said, we'll drive by the house that we see every time we come
And
here.
we just loved this house.
Yeah.
And we thought, we can't afford it, blah, 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 and it just turned out that there was a sign out front, and
It was finally for sale.
it was for sale. It was within our price range, and we were leaving 2 days later.
Yeah.
So it was like our realtor got in touch with the owner. It was a private owner, and everything worked perfectly.
Nice.
Walked in and
We
said,
walked
this
in.
is it.
And I think that's very important,
Yeah.
because if you move into a house you're not happy with, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we just feel so comfortable in this house, and
And the neighborhood. And
yeah, I mean, the people that we know here, and the get-togethers that we do, almost every Friday we have a happy hour.
somebody does.
Somebody
somebody's
does.
got
Yeah.
a happy
Yeah.
hour.
Community is important. Community is
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah, and we get together with people, and just maybe we do it here, maybe we do it at their house, maybe at the clubhouse.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it just seems like it's cool, and
Yeah.
and then just even beyond the subdivision, there's all kinds of places that are available to get together with everybody, and there's a lot going on in Boquete.
Yeah.
So Boquete is just a
We go in-
lot. Yeah,
We go in for live music a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot happening in Boquete. Even in David, we're starting to get on different forums of activities that are happening. Even at Federale Mall, there was a big barbecue thing there, and we always missed it because we didn't know
You weren't in the group. Yeah.
we weren't in the know.
Yeah.
And so we started looking at different websites and stuff to learn how we get notices about these different events.
Yeah.
and just recently we learned about the baseball,
Okay.
and we didn't know anything about baseball here, and then we found out about the baseball at the stadium in David, and we went there and we had a blast. It is nothing like baseball in America. It's
Laid back.
laid back. I mean, you pay $2 to go to the game. They have food, they have drinks, they have families. The kids are all running around having a good time. No one's saying a word.
You sit, you buy your ticket, sit where you want. It's not in a certain section, or it's just
Very Panamanian. Very
now we
Panamanian.
are.
Panamanian.
We're baseball
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
we were before, but
Yeah. Now you're
it was-
more.
it was
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's still that
Yeah.
And it was-
learn how
Yeah.
to get to it. and
I
do
love
it.
hearing these stories of
It's so-
integration. I love these stories of integration where you guys have embraced and saying it's not like America. We don't let you say no. It's different, and that's why we love it. I
And
love these
that's
stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had such a good
Yeah.
time, and it's so different
Yeah.
than how it is in America.
Yeah.
So much more laid back, and good ball.
Yeah.
Good baseball.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even the vendors. The vendors are all just local people. They, we kind of got friendly with the guy that handles the drinks.
Right.
And
That's the guy you want to be friendly with.
absolutely. And what's really cool about it is that we went to our first game and we met him, and we kind of became friends. And then the next game that we went to, he knew who we
He
were,
remembered us.
He
Knew
remembered
what
us.
we drank.
and he would come over and say, do you need more? Or you need this, that? And when we left, we shook hands. It's just meeting people like that. And the Panamanians here are
They're
absolutely,
fabulous.
Yeah.
yeah. So again, it was just, and I mean, we've been here 5 years and we never went to a game.
Yeah.
And now
We're really trying.
we are now going to be
get in the
regulars.
know.
Yeah, yeah. Now you need season tickets. Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
have that here.
Yeah.
No,
No,
everything is
because you don't need them.
it's
I know.
all
But
general
yeah,
admission.
yeah, you
So
don't need
it's
them.
like, and
Yeah.
it's never that full.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, but some stadiums are.
Yeah.
I look. You buy tickets online on some of them, and they're sold out.
Oh,
So,
Right.
yeah.
this is so
That's awesome to hear you guys have become fans of the local pro baseball team. That's amazing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
It's
So
awesome.
that's great.
Yeah.
Backing up again, back to your story a little bit, and I love this part of the story. By the way, this is my favorite part of the story. You guys remember? Did you do a lot of planning, a lot of research? Or was your planning and research coming? Like what did you take on it? Like, was it a lot of online looking, a lot of talking to other people, or was a lot of it coming here and getting boots on the ground?
Kind of half and half.
Okay.
I'm the planner.
I was just
Yeah.
going to say,
Yeah,
she's the one that
I'm
did
the
it.
one who did all the research and about moving companies and who to hire, who to not hire, and the cost and insurance here and healthcare, and I looked into everything, and that was always my job.
Sure.
So
One, it's always in a marriage. There's always one that's that way, and there's always one
Yeah.
that's. It's not always the man or the woman. It just depends on
I'm her
the
follower.
dynamic. Yeah.
She leads when it comes to things
Fair
like
enough.
that. And she did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to do it right, you've got to check into all of it, because if you get here and you're not ready, that can really
you need an idea of
Yeah.
cost
Yeah.
of utilities.
Yeah.
even
Especially
the
when you
cost of the-
retire, because you go on a fixed budget, so you need to
Absolutely.
know,
Sure.
can we afford it?
Yeah.
Right. So
And a lot of things here are on subsidies. So,
Right.
And then what I think was, after I got in the know about all of that stuff, the critical stuff that we needed to know, it also helped make our decision to retire here.
right.
And then it was boots on the ground, and then it was a solid year of boots on the ground.
Okay.
And-
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a good way to do it, though. That you're making informed decision when you make your decision.
But it took us about 2 years,
Yeah.
I think, by the time we started thinking about it and the actual move,
Right.
pack up and leave.
Right. Well, it's a big
about 2
decision.
years.
It's a big decision. So there's nothing wrong with that being
Yeah.
a 2-year process. It's fine. When you think back about 5 years ago, it was a long time ago. It feels like a lifetime. I mean, this is a whole new life in Panama, right? So 5 years ago was like a lifetime ago almost now, because it's a new life. Your expectations versus your reality now. What do you think you were completely wrong about or completely right about versus the reality of your actual life here? Like, what did you have in your minds Panama was going to be versus what it actually is? And good or bad, I mean, in this question.
I think it was the same. I think,
I
what we were ready for ended up being exactly the way it was,
Okay.
if not even a little bit better in some cases, when we started to find out about different programs that are available to us being pensionado retired. And some of those you don't even know at the beginning, and then you learn about them, and then it's like even better. So
like discounts and things
yeah,
like
discounts
that,
and
but-
things that are available.
There's a lot more information now than there was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I've been here
Probably,
5 years
yes.
myself, and I know I'm almost jealous of the new people coming because there's more people doing interviews like this, putting it out there. Whereas 5 years ago, there was, especially during COVID, there was very little information to dig through. Like, it was hard to find the information. So
True.
I think the biggest thing for me was when we were looking at homes, so many homes that we looked at, which was kind of put me off a little bit, they were pictures of the home when the home was newly built.
right,
And some of the homes we looked at, we had these expectations, and then you walk into it and it hadn't been touched, lived in for probably 6, 7, 8 years.
right,
And yeah, that was kind of a shock.
Right. And that's why it's important to come and see and do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that was one of those hurdles we got over. But that was, when house after house after house.
Right. You're like, are they all like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. But now that we've seen houses like that, and of course we were in the construction industry, now we're kind of itching again for a project.
Okay.
Because we love to.
Do you agree with this? This is my big question. Yeah. Okay. All right.
No,
yeah.
It just happens to be that her and I are
pretty handy with
we
tile and
at our house in Colorado, we almost did the whole house ourselves.
Okay.
We remodeled from kitchen, bathrooms, basement, everything.
So now that I think back at some of those homes, that I'm like, oh my God,
you missed opportunities.
So
work.
Some of it was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it probably wasn't a real big expense.
No.
To make it into what you need to.
Your perspective now and your perspective 5 years ago, that's where I get into that question about expectations. I mean, what we know now 5 years on is very different than when you come. You're like a baby learning now to walk when you come, and it takes time to really, fit into the groove, right? Yeah. So, which brings me to my next question. How have you guys adapted to like language, culture? Have you struggled? Have with this baseball thing, this is lovely to hear and stuff like that, but how tell everybody else about the good and the bad about adapting to living in a Spanish-speaking Latin American country.
For me, I had a shocking discovery that I had cancer.
Okay.
Found that out here. They actually missed it for 3 years in America. And it was tough getting through that with the language barrier.
Right.
However, I found the most amazing doctors here that really tried to communicate. Luckily, my doctor that diagnosed me speaks really good English and made it doable for me. I didn't want to panic and run back to the States.
Good for you. That's brave.
I thought, and I looked into, what's the treatment here as opposed to there? The treatment was exactly the same.
Right.
However, here, my doctor gave me his personal cell phone number for any time, day or night. That would have never happened.
No.
In the United States. And there was a time we had to call him at 3:00 in the morning. He said, I will answer the phone. I will meet you at the hospital. And away we went.
Wow.
And so that, and then becoming cancer free now, it just really cemented our love of Panama and being here. And it wasn't easy.
Right.
But everybody tried to be extremely helpful in that. For me, it was like an emergency, situation, and it couldn't have been better.
That's a wonderful story. Really, that my question was, how did you adapt? And what you said is they adapted. We adapted together. You adapted together. It wasn't that you had to adapt to them or they had to adapt to you. You guys adapted together in a very challenging part of your life story.
Absolutely.
To this day, his family, the doctor's family, we are friends.
Yeah.
We have a get together every year, and they're invited, and they come, bring their daughter. We have a good time. It's we feel like that was a major stepping stone in our life.
Right.
Both of us.
Yeah.
It was difficult, and
but they really helped to make it doable.
Right.
When you're facing that obstacle, and yes, it would have been easier to go back to America and be treated there, but actually I'm not so sure it would have been.
Right.
Because I had such amazing care here.
Yeah, and it's personable.
Yes.
It's not faceless. It's personable. And
Absolutely.
I was at the beach the other day and I met a new guy and he introduced himself and we're talking. And he goes, "Oh, by the way, that's my neurosurgeon." And the neurosurgeon was down staying at his beach house. And, and he had a major operation, all this stuff. And it was one of those epiphany moments for me, like what your story just told, that's how it is. Like it's community and it's relationships. It's not just business.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people sometimes don't get when you can't find that online. Let's put it that way. That's not in the forums. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like that's everybody has their own story around that type of stuff.
And even the language barrier. I mean, I'm not good at Spanish.
Okay.
But I know enough to where I can talk to most of the people, and she's doing a lot better with her Spanish, and we're
what I got out of this is your wife is smarter than you. I'm just joking.
She is definitely doing better than I am. But again, there are things like Google Translate and these things that you can use, but
it's important to try
absolutely.
to speak to them.
Exactly.
And I do. Even though I'm not great at it, I know I know at least enough basics to where I don't feel. I was nervous.
Sure.
When we first got here, that I was going to have issues.
Right.
And as it went by, you really don't.
Right.
And they make it easy for you.
Yeah, they're so friendly about it. Yeah, exactly.
And if you can believe it, even Panamanians that do speak English, they'll help you.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of them that I say, you know what, when I come in, make me speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So that, and it works really well. Because, I mean, we go into town and there's a couple places we go that we know the people. And we have a pool that we go to and we know the owners. And we go there. They have a restaurant. They have a bar. We spend the day. Different things like that. So we get just the people and everything, and
you have to get out of the bubble.
Yeah. You can't just stay here. Yeah.
There is so much to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there really is a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I love golf, and I thought it was going to be a tough one, but we have a couple golf courses here, and it's enough. You know, and it's nice. You go play a 9-hole golf course, and you pay one charge. He says you can play all day if you want. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's
very different than 9 is this, be done by that. Your tea time's this. Yeah.
No such tea time.
Right.
You just you go, just walk,
show up.
Just show up.
Okay.
So again, there's it's all those things that you learn that are nerve-wracking at first.
Yeah.
Because the first time you go in there, you're like, oh God,
how does this work?
And then once you learn, it's
and the Panamanians make it very easy.
Right.
They do.
I always say, when I make my mistakes in Spanish, I go, Panamanians laugh with me, not at me.
Yes.
And that's the difference of the attitude. You feel comfortable with making mistakes because nobody's really judging.
Yeah.
There's no real judgment, I don't think, from very many people. So in Boquete, because there's so many expats that live here, do you guys ever feel any type of animosity with like local Panamanians versus foreigners? Have you ever had those feelings in Boquete, or have you always felt kind of welcome?
Gotta say welcome.
I have to say,
it
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everywhere that we go,
I haven't felt any animosity from anybody.
That's nice.
Either or.
That's nice to hear. Yeah, that's nice to hear. That's
there's probably some around,
but you haven't felt it, or
we haven't found
and
it.
you come to a new country. You also have to look for the good and experience the good and take everything in as it happens. You can't. I mean, if you go looking for the bad, you'll
always find it. Yeah, always.
But there's good in everything.
Yeah.
You just got to find it.
How do you think the biggest major change in your guys' life has been since you made this major decision to come here? What's the biggest life changing part of all this for you guys? Yeah.
Relaxation.
Oh gosh.
And we're actually busier now than when we were working.
Yeah.
But socially and fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a house. We have things that you have to take care of, and
but it's relaxed. It's a fun.
I can sit on my deck every day, have a local beer, enjoy our view, and nobody bothers us. you know, we can have friends over, we can do whatever that we want. And I don't know, I even think that we didn't have as much in America as we do here.
Not as much community, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of places, I don't know where you guys were living, but there's a lot of places where people don't really know their neighbors besides hi, you know, these days. And I hear it from a lot of people.
And I was
you know?
in the same house for 25 years
Yeah.
before we moved here. And a lot of people moved in and out of the neighborhood, but all the people that were there when I moved there were retired and gone. And the new people, they're just other than hi.
Yeah. You guys go back home often to visit, or have you mainly stayed here?
Once
or
a year.
Once a year?
About once a year.
Yeah.
We still have her mom that we're
Yeah.
trying to convince to come. She's still a little, she's 80 now, and she wants to come, but I think it's just it's a hard thing for
somebody 80.
Sure,
we have that
sure, it would
age.
be. I mean, you got to put yourself in her
Yeah,
shoes, right?
absolutely.
Obviously,
But
right?
we still
But we go.
and
About
we
once
see
a
our
year.
our grandson and her daughter, and we enjoy the time that we're there. And
when you go back, do you notice how much you've changed in
Yes.
your?
Yes.
Yeah. Do people notice? Do they point it out, or do you guys just notice yourself? Like, has your family been like, Greg, you're chill?
well,
My daughter has told me that
Yeah.
you're much more relaxed.
Yeah.
see, when we go back, it's like the only people even when we go out and things like that,
We see our friends, but
there's
for a short time, because where my mom lives, which we spend most of the time with her, she's way out away from the city and
Right.
stuff.
So
and
logistics. Yeah.
So, 3.5 hours one way.
Yeah.
So we do all of our visiting in Denver and then
move
head to my mom's, and which is also very relaxing,
Sure.
but it's different.
Yeah.
It is different.
Yeah.
And we're always ready to come home.
Yeah. And that was my next question. You just answered it. Is this home now?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was home right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't have any issues.
As soon as our shipping
transitioning.
container showed up with all
Boy,
of
that's
our
for sure.
stuff, it was all my cookware. It was home.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Everything's just much
We
better
love it.
now. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the big question. If you had to do it all over again, what would you change?
Nothing. I can't see. in
I
my
would
future.
hire a different American moving company.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's true.
That's in the past. I mean, that
Sure.
was,
But-
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can't see anything different that we would have done.
No,
You're happy with your decisions?
absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was a very informed decision, I
Yeah.
have to say. But
I mean, we brought a lot of stuff. We brought a 40-foot container full, and
couple
even
of pallets.
a couple of pallets that didn't
Mhm.
get shipped in it. And I built a shop on the property, and all my tools came. So I feel as much at home here as I did there. And
I don't
it's-
regret bringing anything.
No, not at
No,
all.
I mean, there's two camps on it. And, when I'm talking with clients and the clients are, should I bring my stuff? Should I not bring my stuff? I always tell people that's really up to you.
It is.
And I always say to people, I say, if you got really nice furniture, and you guys have nice furniture, by the way, if you have really nice furniture and stuff, I say, you're not going to replace it here. If you got worn out furniture, then no, don't bring it. That type of stuff. Or like tools. I brought all my tools, but I don't do anything with my tools anymore. But if you're still puttering around, you can't replace the tools, right?
I can tell you that.
A lot of mine sit in my garage and rust now is what happens with all mine. But it's always about what people's life's going to be. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, why'd you bring everything?" And other people say, "I didn't bring it." But it's case by case. It really is. It really is. And I know where you guys are getting. You're like, "Well, we brought our stuff," and I'm sure you have a lot of other friends that say, "We brought suitcases."
Yes,
You
absolutely.
And that's cool for them.
For them, it worked. And there's some people that regret bringing suitcases,
Sure.
and there's some people that regret bringing everything.
Yeah.
I always tell people online when somebody asks that, you bring what you feel you need to make your home home.
Yeah.
Something familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it helps.
Yeah, exactly. So do you guys see yourself staying here forever, or what's your long-term plans?
Oh yeah. We're
I think so.
yeah, we're not going.
You're
anywhere.
happy. You're content.
Absolutely.
Amazing. That's lovely to hear that you guys have. You guys have a wonderful Panama story. You really do.
It's
You know, you guys have a really, really wonderful Panama story, and
we
you're
brought
such positive
our animals
people.
with
So,
us. We brought
you know.
everything. It was
Yeah, this is home. This is home.
nice.
We weren't leaving anything behind.
Nope.
If you had to give one piece of advice each, and I want you guys to talk separate on this. One piece of advice each to new people coming. What would your advice be? If you had to give that nugget of wisdom to somebody thinking about doing this.
Just come and do it. Don't let anybody or anything tell you different. You just got to come and do it, enjoy it, and it'll all come together if that's the way it's going to be.
Right.
You know, it's yeah, I was nervous at the beginning, but after we had several trips, things got so much easier. Just felt so like it was familiar.
Right.
So just don't be nervous.
How about you,
You know.
Cece?
Mine would be, don't expect here to be like there. You consider leaving there for a reason. Don't expect it here to be like that here.
Right.
Lose those expectations and embrace what is here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's both very good, solid pieces of advice. And I say what you just said all the time to people all the time. And whenever I hear somebody say, it's not like that in XYZ country, it's not like that in America, it's not like that in Canada. I said, no, it's not, because you're in Panama.
Right.
You know, it's different. So, and like you said, sometimes, you just got to do. And there's other people that have analysis paralysis, and you know, in business, you guys were in business.
Sure.
If you analysis paralysis, nothing ever happens. So sometimes
Absolutely.
you just gotta, yeah, exactly. I think those are two very good, solid pieces of advice from seasoned veterans of Panama now. So for sure, guys, it was lovely meeting you. Thank you for sitting down and imparting your story on, this is not for me. This is for other people to help make their journey easier. Because imagine if you had people like you talking to you when you came. And that's the whole point of this. This is not to sell real estate. This is not to, it's really to let people know about what their journey can possibly be, is really, really what this is about. So we really appreciate it, because it's community building. And I think you guys are seriously into community building now, which is a lovely to meet people that believe in that.
Yeah.
And like the baseball thing, I love that. So that's amazing.
A lot of fun here. A lot
Perfect.
of fun. You just have to get out there and do it and not be intimidated in any way.
There's nothing to be afraid of in
No.
Panama. There
There
really
really
isn't.
isn't.
You know,
No.
crocodile. No, I'm just joking. So amazing. Thanks, guys.